qualifying tournament here at the Al Fayha Stadium. We've just seen Kazakhstan keep their campaign alive, and now Saudi Arabia will look to do the same, searching for their first win against an Indonesia side now at 1-1. I'm Tim James Long with you for the whole of this tournament. Tough defeats for both of these nations yesterday. Indonesia victors over Kazakhstan on game day one, going down by 16 to India 24 hours ago, and Saudi Arabia up by as many as 13 against host Syria here last night, by as many as 8 in the final minutes, but losing by 2 points. And that followed a rough 15-point loss to Bahrain on Saturday. So they're 0-2. Indonesia 1-1. It is now must win for the Saudis to stand any chance of reaching one of next year's Olympic qualifying tournaments. Today, all 6 teams here in Damascus play the middle game out of 5 each at this event. Group winners taking that ticket to next year's Olympic qualifying tournament. It's a much-needed rest day tomorrow before the final 2 games each on Wednesday and Thursday. We started today's action with a cracker. Previously winless Kazakhstan shocking previously unbeaten India 73-70. That makes the group far less predictable, as would a Syrian win here on home court against the event leaders Bahrain in the final game of the day this evening. Syria having produced that dramatic win of their own last night here over the Saudis.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce the teams. Let's start from Saudi Arabia. Number 4, Mohammed Al-Rani.
With the introduction of the 2 sets of players, starting with Saudi Arabia, Matna Al-Marwani, subpar so far here, averaging only 7 points on 4 of 19 shooting. He really needs to step it up. Just 1 of 10 in the game against Syria yesterday. Khalid Abdel-Gabbar in the backcourt, more efficient yesterday. 16 points, 5 assists, 0 turnovers. They need the same from him again. Mohammed Al-Suwaylem has been superb over the 2 games. 21 points a game on 61% field goal shooting, 15 rebounds a game. 4.5 offensive rebounds, 2.5 steals, and a blocked shot. Nothing wrong with his performances, but others need to step up and play more effectively and more consistently. For Indonesia, it's really been about 2 players. Yuda Sepultura, the young point guard, averaging a take notice 17 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds and 2 steals so far. And then of course, Marquise Bolden, the naturalized center, dominated Kazakhstan in game 1 with 40 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks. And then yesterday against India put up 23 points, 9 boards and 3 blocks. Mohamed Noor, perhaps the most likely candidate to step up as a 3rd scoring option. They really need him to get back to winning ways. We'll pause now for the 2 national anthems. Saudi Arabia seemed to have the game in the palm of their hands last night here against Syria. Up by 8 points. Milos Pejic is the Serbian head coach for Indonesia. On their bench since 2021 when he led the team to an historic first ever gold at the Southeast Asia Games. Marquise Bolden naturalised to play at that tournament. It was meant to be the start of a new era, of course, that would see Indonesia play for the very first time at the World Cup, a World Cup they were hosting. But it hasn't panned out that way. Unable to do what they had to do to qualify as co-hosts for the event that starts later this month. Alongside their fellow co-hosts, Japan and Indonesia. They had to make the final 8 of last year's Asia Cup and fell at the playoff stage, one win away from reaching the quarter-finals. For Saudi Arabia, it is simply must win now. They cannot afford to start a 5-game tournament 0-3. Indonesia would go back joint level second if they could get the win. A defeat would be a damaging blow to their hopes of finishing top of the pile and make it nearly impossible if Bahrain beats Syria later on today. Suela taking only a few seconds to get his first rebound. He's averaged 15 a game. Purposeful to get into the paint, misses off the window. Bolden wrestling down the rebound. And then forcing the issue down the floor swiftly. What a rejection from Cardi. Well, Musab Cardi getting back to protect his basket. Two teams in lockdown mode so far in the opening minute here. Coco de Putra, nice footwork, but not the finish to follow. Saputera in from the start today, along with Bolden and Noor. Always tough if you've got a short rotation and only a couple of key scorers, but even tougher when it's a tournament in which you play on 3 straight days. Those players have put an awful lot in. They have to dig deep and find a little bit of extra energy. Noor's averaged around 34 minutes a game the last 2 days. Bolden 32 minutes, Saputera 32 minutes as well. Bolden with a big defensive assignment to try and stop Al-Suwaylem here. And he does, but what about the flying follow from Musab Cardi, who is racking up the air miles at both ends, as that time he goes to the rack for the hammer. His block on defense, his dunk on offense. But Bolden, persistent to bulldoze his way to the basket, gets Indonesia moving. That's an emphatic start from Musab Cardi, a 24-year-old power forward. He's not been a prominent player over the first 2 days of competition. 3-point shot short. Offensive rebound, very energetic start from Saudi Arabia, but the break slammed on it by Bolden. It's an athletic showcase right now here in Syria. Bolden, Cardi, and Al-Suwaylem, all impressive. Three-point shot here for Noor. He needs to rediscover his shooting range. Out it comes to Bolden. Saputera, whose shooting has been excellent, passes on, wide open three, far side is good, and Indonesia have the lead with the bench up on its feet. An important three-pointer in this game, but in this tournament for Satrio, because he hadn't hit a field goal over the first 2 games, going 0-6. Saputera. Bolden versus Al-Suwaylem at this end of the floor now, looking to volley his way to the basket again. One way to stop Al-Suwaylem would be the foul trouble. And Bolden certainly capable of drawing those fouls. I could say the same, vice versa. The 2 star centres each have 1 foul to their name in the opening 3 minutes. The second foul is going to be crucial. Indonesia have been well supported here by a small but passionate travelling group. Marcus Bolden has really enjoyed getting involved in Indonesian culture and society, travelling around the country. Part of the programme since being naturalised in 2021. Coco de Putra back to Saputera. Got it by the athletic Cardi. Past him. Tough floater. Misses. And Saudi Arabia a chance to take the lead. Abdel Gabar. Nasu Whalem. Takes the hand off to Cardi. Al Mawani, who really needs to improve. Nasu Whalem. Looking to toast and roast on the post, but Bolden having none of it. What a matchup that is. Bolden batting it away from Al Suwailem. Expect those two to take it at each other time and time again until one of them picks up that second foul and then perhaps has to exit the game. Oh, what a finish. In the blink of an eye. Cardi offering the energy for the inbound pass and the score in the nick of time. Saudi Arabia ahead, and Cardi with 6 points. There's only 1 of 6 from the field over the first 2 games. He's 2 of 2 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line for a perfect 6 points in 4 minutes here. He's got a block as well. Different players stepping up at different moments in this tournament. It's wonderful to watch. We've only had 1 blowout game across the opening 7 so far. That was Kazakhstan losing by 37 last night. And then they go and win today against the joint group leaders. Offensive rebound, Indonesia. The series of lead changes continues here in the early exchanges. The 3 from Muhammad Noor. He talks about how much he needed that one after a poor day yesterday. Cardi showing his range as well. Where has this come from? For Musab Cardi, 9 perfect points in less than 5 minutes. Having only hit 1 field goal all tournament until today. He only shot 7% from 3-point range in World Cup qualifying. 7. He knocks down his first 3 of this tournament. He had to 2 twos today and 2 free throws for 9 points. Bolden misses off the spin move. Cardi at pace and with purpose. Our apologies if you're having any breakup to your picture. This event here in Damascus. I hope to be back with you as soon as we can. We see the score again. Driving in and getting fouled, in fact, was Mohamed Nur. Looking more confident now. He'll go to the line for 2. 14 points, 4 of 7 3-point shooting, 3 assists, 0 turnovers in game 1. Offered that third option that Indonesia needed as they got the win. But couldn't be that man yesterday. And 5 points against India, 1 of 6 3-point shooting, his 3 assists coming with 4 turnovers. Absolutely crucial for Indonesia. They have that third scorer. Noor's got 5 points so far and leads the team. Open look for 3. The mark from Abdel Gabar. And saved into the hands of Shubaili. Basket burst, contact, basket good and 1. Nasir Abo Jalas with the chance at a 3-point play. He only scored 2 yesterday. And after 14 points in game 1. 5 of 7 from the foul line in game 1, as well as 4 of 5 from the field before the struggle yesterday. And this is today. Saudi Arabia ahead though. The first game today on this court was relatively low scoring, 70-73. But it had so many lead changes, 16 to be precise. Kazakhstan getting the 3-point win in the end over India. And already in this one, we've seen 6 lead changes. We're only 6 minutes in. Hamdu Wiguna looking to engineer another from the stripe. And he does. Ball player coming in off the bench, knocking down a couple of free throws, and we have our 7th lead change already. Jalas hands it off. Abdel Gabbar feeds it back. Aggressive fronting by the defense. Knocked away by Indonesia number 8, Saputera. Here's a live wire on offense and defense. Now it's a foul on Indonesia. Saudi Arabia playing physically have got 5 fouls already as a team. 3.5 minutes of the quarter still to play. Indonesia just picking up their 3rd. Saputera was looking for it back, comes this way instead. Guntura, full of hustle over the first 2 games. Guntura them in the 19. Saputera, extra option in the corner, 3-point shot, close out late, and on the flyby it's good. Well, he has come to play, Mohamed Noor. That's 8 points now. Having the bad day yesterday, quickly behind him. Shubaili the offensive rebound and stick back. Saputera. Quick change of direction, knocks down the mid-ranger, Yuda Saputera. Shot 50% from 2 in the first 2 games, as well as 6 of 15 from downtown. Just as likely a scorer as a creator. Abu Jalas running hook shot will go to the line for 2. So Noor leads Indonesia with 8 points, including 2 made threes. Holden, their second top scorer, with 4 points. He's got 2 blocks already. And for Saudi Arabia, 9 points, 9 unlikely points from Musab Kadi. On perfect shooting, he's since gone to the bench. Behind that, 4 points for Ali Shubaili. The points coming from an unlikely source for Saudi Arabia so far. None of their key players have got going yet. Mohamed El Suwailem, the centre, is 0 of 2 and scoreless. Matna El Mawani hasn't taken a shot yet, he's on the bench. Back here, Saudi Arabia looking to close this 4-point gap. And they do from downtown. It's a 1-point game. Abdel Gabbar, the other key player, Saudi Arabia, he's 0 of 3 and scoreless. But yet they're down by just 1. Role players and bench players stepping up, picking up the slack here. In Saudi Arabia's time of need, chance to take the lead. Belal will take the pull-up 3, misses it. Holden the rebound, his 3rd. down the floor. Yonga, the 21-year-old, passes far side. Nifty footwork, mid-range shot misses. Belal the rebound. And the quarterback pass. Shubali checks back. That's for the half-court set. Don't run it well. Al-Suwailem losing out. Tough start for him. Bolden. Oh, he slips. That could have been painful, either for him or for Al-Suwailem, who he slid into. Abu Jalas the score, and Saudi Arabia have the lead. Bolden, turnaround three, short. A couple of feet back. Gets it again. Gunter looking for the shake-off. Tough shot on the spin, and he got it. Not an out-and-out scorer, Mohamed Gunter. But always offering something positive for his team. Seconds left of the first quarter. We'll go to the benches for a timeout. Indonesia leading by 1. 21-20 your score.
Okay, I'm a sweat. Stay under the ball here. If you can look direct. Okay, you can look direct. Okay, give me Khan Abjabab, ball, doctor, okay? استنى علي كنت انا سام فهد
Hey, press the ball a lot here, man. Don't touch the ball.
We are witnessing another entertaining quarter here at the Al-FIBA Stadium. A little bit scrappy between these two teams, but plenty of twists and turns already. Few players yet to find their flow, but the supporting cast stepping up for both and helping out. 10 seconds for Saudi Arabia to try and take the lead into the first significant break. Instead, they throw it over to Yonga. Quick release down the floor from him. Bolden receiving it and throwing it down. The exclamation mark on the quarter provided by Marquise Bolden. And Indonesia lead by 3 at the end of 1. Tasia in the control tower says to Bolden, you are cleared for takeoff. So at the end of 1, Indonesia 20. Playing every second of the first. Behind him, the inevitability of Marquise Bolden putting in the points. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 blocks and a steal for Bolden, doing a bit of everything. Three assists and a steal without a turnover for Yuda Saputera, the young point guard. Indonesia struggling on the interior, just 4 of 12, but 3 of 5 from downtown and 6 of 6 from the line. And only committing 2 turnovers in the quarter. Saudi Arabia only 2 of 6 on the perimeter and 2 of 5 at the line, but 6 of 14 for a better percentage on the interior. They've turned the ball over more, but they've also grabbed 3 more offensive rebounds. Two teams stepping up in different areas, with different problems to sort. That was equated to a very tight opening 10.5 minutes. Tough underarm shot from Tasia. Oh, the center turning point guard Elsu Waylem finding the cutter. Saudi Arabia within 1. Bolden versus Elsu Waylem. We talked about the importance of the second foul for either of them. Bolden will attack Elsu Waylem here. He forces the miss without the foul. Both of them had a foul very early on, but neither has picked up that second foul. Asia seeing a lot of the ball. Saputera this time to shoot it. Abdel Gabar. Gets it back from Cardi. And one of the big 3 for Saudi Arabia get going. Shubaili inside to Mohamed El Marwani, the captain. Another part of the furniture for Saudi Arabia, along with those 3 key players I've been talking about. Mohamed El Marwani, a little more under the radar, the way he goes about his work. He was big on the boards in game 1, but had a better all-round game yesterday. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and a block. Averaged 8 points, 5.1 rebounds and 1 block in World Cup qualifying. He shot 72% from the foul line. And he makes them both here. Saudi Arabia ahead. Tasia. And taking the handoff and providing it to Saputera was Coco Di Putra. Small lineup here for Indonesia. And the 3, the contested 3 over the captain El Marwani from Coco Di Putra. Cardi suffocated, loses out. Indonesia, fast break options left and right. And a slice and the dice and the score. And they tie the largest lead of the game at 4, but don't get back on defense. And Elsu Waylem with a simple finish. Tasia again seeing a lot of it. Push pass to the corner, but a sneaker on the sideline and a turnover. So Elsu Waylem getting his first score with the open dunk. Before that, the big 3 for Saudi Arabia had missed all 6 of their field goal attempts. Jonathan finally gets up and running. Abdel Gabar hoping to be the next, skips through, can't score still. He's 0 of 5 from the field now. Really having a turbulent tournament. Lead Abdel Gabar, and Matna Al Marwani's just having a torrid tournament. Henrik Yonga. Tasia. Longer minutes for some of the Indonesia role players here. In this third straight game, Bolden doesn't see it go, agonizingly for him. Mohamed El Marwani into Al Suwailem, and there is a foul. Was that on Coco de Putra, or was it on Bolden? Coco de Putra trying to take one for the team. Bolden has picked up his second. Suwailem also has two. Those two centres remaining on the court. A third before half-time for either of them would be damaging. Cardi, corner three, over everything. And a chance for Indonesia to run and gun. But stunning. The get back from Cardi, who missed the three at the other end. Second rejection for Musab Cardi, who's covering every inch of the hardwood. Bolden for three, no. Suwailem to attack Bolden, aggressively, up fakes, finishes over the top of Bolden. So a couple of scores now for Al Suwailem, having missed his first two shots. We have a tie game, 28-28, 4 minutes into the second. Coco de Putra. Bolden taking it at Al Suwailem. He'll score as well. Two players attacking each other, time and time again, trying to produce that third foul on the other. Now, both done well so far to contest shots without fouling. That mismatch here, and a simple score. Going to work, backing in El Marwani, the other big for Saudi Arabia. With the Putra. Hesitation dribble, pass to the corner here, three-point shot for the youngster Yonga. Nowhere near, he'll try and get back. Abdel Gabar, bounce pass in tight quarters, just about saved out to Cardi. Plenty of time left on the shot clock here. Saudi Arabia want to take some time and care over it. They get fortunate in the end, and Abdel Gabar able to score on the broken play, having missed his first 5 shots of the game. That'll be a turning point for him today. A disappointing game 1, a promising game 2, and then a very difficult start to this game 3. Bolden passes out to the double team. Options on the perimeter, queuing up for the 3. No good though. And here comes Saudi Arabia. Foul on Coco de Putra. Still have not had a lead larger than 4 points. Khalid Abdel Gabar missing. Generate momentum here, Abdel Gabar. Let's get the second. 3-point lead, Saudi Arabia. 4 minutes and change remaining in the first half. Saputera hasn't really tried to take over yet. It's been an important move for Saudi Arabia to put Cardi on him. Slow down Saputera, who very rarely takes his foot off the accelerator. But they've got the lengthy, athletic power forward, Musab Kadi, playing in a bigger lineup for Saudi Arabia today and doing a job on Yuda Saputera. Saputera's a lot of things, but he's not a long body. Just a 175 point guard, guarded by a 196 forward in Musab Kadi. And Saputera is finding it difficult to break free.
Execution under the basket. 50%. Let's see some 3-point shots.
Okay, other side. Okay? Ball under the basket. We look. You give it. Hey, move, Muhammad. After screen, Muhammad, go inside. You will guard the ball. Don't stay. Okay, spin move. You will be under the basket. Okay? Let's go.
This has been a fascinating tactical battle of athleticism over the first 16.5 minutes. Indonesia still led by those 8 points from Nur, all coming in the first quarter. He's since fallen to 2 of 6 shooting. Although Bolden has now joined him on 8 points. He's been held to 3 of 8 shooting. Saudi Arabia's size slowing down the Indonesian interior, forcing them to the perimeter. Four ties the largest lead for either team. Coco de Putra, Saputera, guarded by Kadi, passes over the top of him, onto the inside, perfect pass put in by Waguna. Real test of Saputera's character here against Kadi. Abu Jalas using Elsie Whalen's frame to try and create some room. He just about reels it in with that long wingspan. Elsie Whalen and then puts it in, remaining composed in the paint for the lead again for Saudi Arabia. Final 3 minutes of the first half. Saputera handling the ball more often now, up against Kadi. Trying to play off the ball a lot with Coco de Putra, the main ball handler. Now Saputera shoots a 3, close but nothing. Matna El Mawani, still scoreless, still shotless. Avo Jalas. Pulls it back from the paint. Elsie Whalen wants it, knows he has the height advantage, then takes defenders away and skipping through. Abdel Gabar hopes to profit. He'll get to the line for 2 with Indonesia now at the foul limit. Can only ever afford to give Bolden a brief break. Indonesia, he comes back in. Just as Saudi Arabia take the largest lead of the game at 5. Gabar split his previous pair, makes both here. 4 points for him after the tough start. Jalas wrestling Bolden. Tough break for Saudi Arabia. Final touch off them. Indonesia initially not happy, felt the call was going to go against them, but that is the right call. More to inbound. Saputera, that quick first step has to be quick to get away from Cardi. Nice pass to the corner as well. Three-point shot. Rattles and drops for Mohamed Nur. Saputera pulling the strings, Nur pulling the trigger. Defense backs away and invites the three that's off the mark. Nur now has 11 points. Saputera now has 6 assists without a turnover. Final minute of the first half approaching. Saudi Arabia by 3. Cardi fakes the pass, defense doesn't bite. And he misses the static 3. Saputera waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Step back, 3-point shot for the tie. Yuda Saputera starting to shine. Elbow jumper, good for Abdel Gabbar, who's also starting to pick up the pace. Saudi Arabia back ahead, having had their 6-point lead wiped out by 2 threes. The first assisted by Saputera, the second converted by Saputera. Abdel Gabbar now up to 7 points. We'll have an Indonesia timeout.
Side of Marquis. Side of Marquis. You are diving. You are diving. Marquis, pop. Here. Arigi, this side. Be ready for a pass. If you rotate from here, be ready for a pass. Marquis, stay lower because they squeeze you. Stay lower and then set a screen, go inside, not too deep, pop, slip here. Okay? One quick offense, we have 2 positions.
Full court. If you عدي من عندك, you still have 1 foul. Okay? Hey, get inside, go jump, go jump. You can run now, okay? You can run. Nasser with him. We can have
2 incredibly competitive games here on game day 3 of this pre-Olympic qualifying tournament. A 3-point win earlier for Kazakhstan, upsetting India. Now a 2-point lead for Saudi Arabia. And like Kazakhstan, are hoping to get their first win of the tournament. Saputera really starting to get going, go through the gears. Gunter back to Saputera. Shot clock down to the final 7. He's going to shoot a 3. Short this time. Offensive rebound despite not having the height advantage. And a foul. Only the second of the quarter for Saudi Arabia. And Cardi. I believe this is 3rd. First Saudi player to pick up a 3rd. And he goes down hurt. And then he goes to the bench. He's okay. He'll be replaced here. 13-second differential between shot clock and game clock at the end of the second quarter. Cardi, I think, is going to go to the locker room. Saputera spotting a gap, bursting into it, getting cut off though. His teammate wanted it in the corner. Saputera was hoping that Gunter would be used as a decoy, but the defense wasn't concerned about him. 7 to shoot for Saudi Arabia, up by 2. Good look for 3, and they make it count. A 5-point lead for Saudi Arabia at half-time, and in the landscape of this game, that is a sizable advantage. The largest lead has been 6. We've had Welcome back to the FIBA Stadium here in Damascus, the Syrian capital. Just getting ready for the start of the second half between Indonesia and Saudi Arabia. A 5-point lead for so far winless Saudi Arabia here at half-time, 38-43. It's the second of 3 games on this court today, the 3rd straight day of action, with the rest day coming tomorrow. After an opening 2 games in which Bahrain and India looked the standout sides both at 2-0, and Kazakhstan and Saudi Arabia want to be really struggling at 0-2. This 3rd game for all of the teams today could blow this group wide open. We've seen Kazakhstan beat India already, one of the bottom teams beating one of the top teams. And now we could have Saudi Arabia picking up their first win and knocking Indonesia back to 1-2 after they'd won their first game. They're now in danger of losing back-to-back games. And the key game on this court before the rest day to see how competitive it's going to be over the final 2 game days on Wednesday and Thursday is, of course, the last game today. And Syria, having dramatically got their first win last night, take on Bahrain, who are currently top of the group at 2-0. Bahrain will have to try and deal with a searing hot Syrian crowd in that one. And that could ultimately prove to be one of the deciding factors in whether the group gets blown open or not. Turnover on Saudi Arabia straight away off the back of a positive first half, a disappointing start to the second. Six has been the largest lead in this game for Saudi Arabia, 4 for Indonesia, 12 lead changes in the first 20 minutes. Bolden, the target of the high entry pass, he'll earn a trip to the line. Belal wants to take the foul because they don't want it on Al-Suwaila. Al-Suwaila hands up, not me. Belal tenacious from the other side. The foul certainly on him. 2 fouls on Saudi Arabia with that defensive foul after the offensive foul in the opening 39 seconds of this quarter. Bolden taking care of business at the stripe. Bolden up to 10 points. The second Indonesian player to double figures behind Nur. Disruptive on defense as ever, Bolden. Abdel-Gabar grabs the offensive rebound. Al-Mawani trying to drop it off, and a whistle. And an offensive 3-second violation as Saudi Arabia turn it over again. This has been an issue in a few games at this tournament. We've not had any movement in terms of the live stats since half-time. There's certainly plenty of movement there to the basket, though, from the searing hot Saputera. He is the Indonesian blur. 9 points, 6 assists now for Saputera. And from 6 down, Indonesia within 1. Pick up their first foul of the second half. The vocal Indonesian supporters in this arena. Belal. Abdel-Gabar. Working with Al-Suwaila. Pulls it back, free shot from the foul line, knocks it down. Much improved Abdel-Gabar since the disappointing start in which he missed his first 5 field goal attempts. He's now hit 3 in a row. Bolden, guarded by the double team. Gunter Trying to get between two bigs and getting emphatically denied as Mohamed Al Marwani puts up the defensive ceiling, and in transition at the other end with emphasis, Al-Suwaylem. The bigs doing it at both ends. Saudi Arabia back up by 5 as they were at half-time. Bolden. Step back, long range, 2 for Bolden. Knocks it down over the top of Mohamed Al Marwani. Bolden, 4 points in the quarter already. Not a subdued first half on the offensive end by his standards. And a turnover forced on Abdel Gabbar at centre court with the backcourt violation here. So Bolden now leads the way with 12 points for his team. 8 in the first half, 4 already here in the second. Younger. He's going to turn it over, stepping on the sideline. I hope to get live stats back with you when we can. It feels like somebody's not pressed the button at half-time. Everything's stuck since then. We focus purely on the action. 3 the lead for Saudi Arabia. Left-hand floater good from Fahed Belal over the shot blocker. Saudi Arabia holding off Indonesia for now. Gunter, tough move, spinning back into the foul and somehow getting it. Forced away by the huge 2 meters 8 frame of Al-Suwaylem and the long limbs, but he produced the long step back spin to create just enough room and got contact while finishing as well. He's got that X factor about him, that character about him, Mohamed Gunter. He doesn't score many points, but when he does, it tends to be in a big moment or in a big way. He can't complete the 3-point play. Belal. Nice touch pass inside, but deflected. Indonesia working hard to jam the passing lanes. On the bounce, Saputera. Forest of taller Saudi Arabia players gets it back in the corner and knocks down the 3. Yuda Saputera, the Indonesian enigma. Catch me if you can. So often his message to the defense. Indonesia back within 1. Abdel Gabbar. They penetrate the paint again. Al-Suwaylem gets it from Belal. And a shot clock violation. And a chance for Indonesia to try and take the lead from 6 down. Batted away from Bolden. An entry pass from Saputera. And Saudi Arabia clean up on the offensive glass to hold off the comeback for now. Bolden, turn around, jump and miss. It's Al-Suwaylem, tips it back to his teammate. Abdel Gabbar. Shubaili. Abdel Gabbar, 3 on the perimeter. Take his time in the half court. There's that energy from Gunter. Doesn't back down from a battle. Mohamed Gunter. Again to Tasia coming in. Abdel-Gabar. Back out, Mohamed Al-Marwani, captain's contribution from the perimeter. Saudi Arabia by 5 again, as was the case at half-time, as has been the case on several occasions in this quarter. Ventura out to Saputera. From the elbow, quick elevation. Blink and you'll miss it stuff from Yuda. Through the gap again, Al-Suwaylem got Bolden up in the air, threatening the 3. And the big centre dances his way through the paint. Silky move from Al-Suwaylem. A skip, but not the score. They want a goaltend. Tasia not happy. Belal, 3-point shot for him. Would love to see that one again. Ventura the rebounds. Indonesia feel like that ball had glanced the glass or was on its way down. Ventura keeps hold of it, forced away by Al-Suwaylem. Saputera back to Guntra, lane opens up. And really disrupting shots though on the interior, Saudi Arabia now. And Al-Suwaylem with the quick catch and score. That makes it the out-and-out largest lead of the game at 7. Indonesia will not be happy about that non-goaltending call. There you go. Coach leading the protests. Milos Pejic was convinced that the basket should have counted. To rub salt in his team's wounds, they have fallen behind by a game-high 7 points.
Hey, swing the ball, yeah, but swing the ball. Go 5. If you crossing, passing, inside, hand off, quick screen, and quick roll. Understand? Both sides. You roll, from other side.
Okay, Mohammed, you continue. Now foul is set. Okay, Nasser, open your corner. Okay, Mohammed Suwaylem, always play with him. Go under Khalid. Okay, Ali. Hand off.
3 scorers in double figures now for Indonesia. It is the big 3 for them. Doing the business. 14 for Yuda Saputera to lead the way, along with 7 assists, just 1 turnover. 12 for Bolden, with 6 rebounds, 4 blocks and 2 steals. And 11 for Nur, 8 of which came in the opening quarter. Saudi Arabia, and here's their big man, who is now producing the biggest stat line. There he is, Mohamed Al-Suwaylem. 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting, 13 rebounds, and a blocked shot. Mohamed Al-Marwani up to 9 points. This is Abdel-Gabar and Musab Qadi all early on. Al-Suwaylem really starting to dominate. 14 rebounds now. The interior intimidator for Saudi Arabia. Pinch back by Indonesia here. They're shooting just about as accurately on the outside as they are on the inside, Indonesia. Such is the paint presence of Al-Suwaylem. Indonesia held to 37% two-point shooting. Saudi Arabia also with a +4 in offensive rebounds, limiting Indonesia to just 6. Suwailem again creates room for the long two, got it away in time, not accurately though. 2 minutes of the third quarter to play here. Indonesia struggling on the offensive end now, just 13 points in the quarter. A bit of a drought here that seemed the largest lead, but the drought ended with the rainbow three from the rising star. "17 points now for Yuda Saputera, who is the only real option on offense, it seems, for Indonesia in this third quarter. Suwailem, offensive rebound number 3 for him, and he puts it back in and one. And this rather tells the story of the game. The two protagonists for their respective teams right now. Suwailem, the big center for Saudi Arabia, up to 15 rebounds and 18 points as they dominate the paint. Yuda Saputera, the lightning fast guard for Indonesia, up to 17 points and 7 assists as he looks to own the perimeter. 7 the margin. Kick to the corner eventually. There's that three again. He is unplayable in this kind of move. Yuda Saputera hits 20 points. Contorted, off balance. Does not matter. Suwailem, he wants a foul. No offensive rebound this time. Tipped though by his teammate. Back to Suwailem. Look out. And one again. He's not just about pure power. That composure in the paint as well. Knew the defender was coming and fancied an extra point for his team. Excellent basketball IQ from the big man. What a performance. And he's really exploded into life, more so with Bolden on the bench. Bolden will come back in now. Plenty of damage has been done. Suwailem up to 21 points, 15 rebounds. And the Saudi Arabia lead back to 7. Final 40 seconds of the third. Tasia misses. Cardi the rebound. It's pretty much Saputera or nobody for Indonesia right now. They need Bolden to go on a scoring spurt, perhaps. Three for Saudi Arabia, far side, double-digit lead in the dying embers of the third quarter. Saudi Arabia looking to save their tournament. Miss from the foul line from Nur. And that will do it for the third. Saudi Arabia leading by 10. It's been such a tight game for so long, but they have the largest lead of it, a 10-point lead with just 10 minutes to play. Led by the monster double-double from the Man Mountain, who goes by the name of Mohamed Suwailem. 21 points, 15 rebounds, and a 32 efficiency rating. Saputera, the spark plug for Indonesia, but that not enough. Suwailem dominating the interior. Saudi Arabia 1 quarter away from a first win. Behind his double-double, 10 points from Ali Shubaili, along with 4 assists. 9 each from Musab Cardi and Abdal Gabar. Saputera shooting the lights out at times. 4 of 8 from downtown altogether, 4 of 6 from 2. 20 points, 7 assists, 2 turnovers for him. They need more from Marquise Bolden, who's stuck on 12 points on 4 of 10 shooting. Had a huge impact on the defensive end with 4 blocks, 2 steals, and was keeping Al-Suwailan quiet for a long time. But then on the bench in that third quarter, by the time Bolden came back, a lot of damage had been done by his fellow big man. Saputera really the only Indonesian player shooting the ball well today, at 57% altogether. Bolden's 40% is the next best shooting percentage on the Indonesian squad. I said it was not enough for Indonesia in this tournament to only have 2 performing scorers. Well, it's only been 1 today. Bell out for 3, makes matters worse for Indonesia with the opening blow of the fourth quarter, a 13-point Saudi lead. Bolden draws contact and fails to convert. Remember though, Saudi Arabia gave up a 13-point lead last night here to lose to Syria, including giving up an 8-point lead in the final 5 minutes. This is far from finished, especially with the talents of Marquise Bolden having had a bit of a battery recharge. He knocks down both of his foul shots. 6 of his 14 points have come perfectly from the stripe today. It's from the field where he's struggled. 11 the lead for Saudi Arabia. Bell out. Cardi started the game superbly with 9 early points, hasn't scored since and still hasn't. For Diputra for 3, got it! 5 points without reply for Indonesia, it's an 8-point game. And the second field goal for Koko Diputra. Abo Jalas handing off, then setting the sizable screen, gets it back from Balal and pulls the trigger on a 3. Cardi bats it back for the whistle. No foul trouble for Indonesia. So something they don't have to be concerned about. For Saudi Arabia, only a couple of players on 3. Cardi and the big man, Mohamed Al-Suwailan. Bolden needs to try and thrive with Al-Suwailan on the bench right now. Push pass to the corner from Saputera, 3-point shot. Rims out, Cardi to the rebound. He's got those springs in his sneakers, Musab Cardi. 3-point miss was from Nur. Started well enough, but he's now only 3 of 9 from the floor. Baseline cut, got it down 1. Ali Shubaili has become an extra scoring option for Saudi today. Off the feed from Abdel Gabar, which is his 6th assist with just 1 turnover. And Shubaili up to 12 perfect points. Perfect from the field at least. Also 4 assists without a turnover for him. Not much more than a minor role player in the first 2 games, Ali Shubaili. He averaged 8 minutes a game at the Asia Cup, only played 7 minutes in game 1 here. He increased his role somewhat yesterday with 17 minutes, in which he scored 6 points. But today, 12 points, 4 assists, 0 turnovers in 21 minutes. Bolden drawing another foul. Back to the line. And he's now a perfect 7 of 7. Born in Dallas, Texas. College career at Duke. Handful of NBA appearances with the Cavs. 3 seasons in the G League. Still only 25 years of age. A naturalised player that Indonesia will hope to keep for a long time. A push shot way off from Abo Jalas. Indonesia hoping to make their push here. "13 down, they're within 9 and with possession. Bolden with Al-Suwailem on the bench still. Bolden twisting, turning, the footwork, confronted by everybody and beating them all. Marquise Bolden. In between two, clattered by a third, forcing up the circus shot. When you have him, you have a chance. So a 13-point Saudi lead has become 6. 18 points, 9 rebounds for Bolden now. Belal, Al-Suwailem back on the floor on those 3 fouls. Open 3-point shot, far side, rims out. Shubaili trying to grab the rebound, but a foul. It's on Indonesia. Their second foul of the 4th. Saudi Arabia have committed 3. Al-Suwailem hoping to cut the comeback short though by taking it right back at Bolden, coming back in off the bench. Bolden all over him. No foul, just a turnover. Not the reintroduction that Saudi Arabia were hoping for Al-Suwailem. Bolden versus Al-Suwailem. Perhaps the biggest subplot of this game. Bolden forced into the miss that time though. He'd been the catalyst for the comeback until this point with Al-Suwailem on the bench. Al-Suwailem disrupting Bolden's momentum. Well short, Al-Suwailem can only bat it to the Indonesian coach, Mr. Milos Pejic. Final 6 minutes. Bolden bowled over to the floor by Al-Suwailem, still picking himself back up free on the perimeter. If one of his teammates can find him, Younger maybe tuck it off Bolden because the pass was coming back towards him. And in that crazy sequence, there is a 4th foul on Saudi Arabia in this quarter, with still nearly 6 minutes of it to play. That's a concern for their head coach Ali Al-Sanhani. Any further fouls from his defense send Indonesia to the line. And they're shooting 86% at the stripe today. Bolden again taking it to Al-Suwailem, slipping. Younger elevates, misses over the top of Mohamed Al-Mawani. Abdel Gabar waiting for the cavalry to arrive. And it did with a real purpose, ploughing through the paint. Mohamed Al-Mawani. He's been an extra scorer for Saudi Arabia today. Now 11 points. And 4 of 7 field goal shooting, 2 of 2 at the line. It's just become their third scorer into double figures. A short rotation for Saudi Arabia today to try and get the job done. See Marzouk El-Muwallad at all. He had 8 points yesterday. El-Marwani, after playing plenty in the first half, has played less than 9 minutes, and off the missed free throw by his namesake Mohamed El-Marwani, the offensive rebound and stick back. And Saudi Arabia back up by 10. They seem to have found a promising combination on game day 3. Saputera has to balance the baseline carefully, just about succeeded in doing so. Lina from the stripe, Tasia misses. Indonesia awful on the interior at 34%. It's their 10 threes at 43% that's kept them alive. Saudi Arabia, in stark contrast, pounding the paint and making it count with 58% two-point shooting. And a basket here from Abdel Gabar sees them way out in front as they tie the largest, or just get close to the largest lead of the game at 12.
Send them to free throw. Send them to free throw line. Two foul. Two shots foul. Send them to free throw line. No easy basket. No easy basket. Get charging one time. Send your body. Don't.
Ya, jangan oleh.
Always like that. Send the one.
Jangan N1.
Hey, zone, we play hard. We play motion.
That message quite audibly clear from Milos Pejic, the Serbian head coach on the Indonesian bench. Don't give them easy shots. Send them to the foul line. They are only 59% at the stripe so far today, 10 of 17. It's a long way back from here now for Indonesia. There is still time. But they're facing the very real prospect of back-to-back defeats. Having started the campaign with such promise, beating Kazakhstan. Saputera, the one shining light today. Lost the handle and turns it over. Only 4.5 to play, and the life has been sucked out of Indonesia, it seems. "20 points, 8 assists for Saputera. That was just his 3rd turnover. A basket here for Saudi Arabia would feel huge. Belal. Al-Suwailem is going to take the long 2, and he strings it. Mohamed Al-Suwailem, the giant with the giant stat line. 23 points, 16 rebounds for Al-Suwailem. And this is now the largest lead of the game at 14. Bolden restricted today, in large part by Al-Suwailem, who's done that job on the defensive end as well. Quarterback pass down the floor to the wide receiver, Cardi. Can't complete the touchdown. A quick attack benefits Indonesia in the end. 3-point shot, they need it, they don't get it. Cardi gets the ball. Yusuf Cardi flirting with the double-double as well now. Playing on 4 fouls. Still playing with great energy. Here he is now, Cardi passes on. Al-Suwailem for 3. That would have killed it. His first three-point attempt of the game, but he did just knock down the long two. He's 10 of 15 from the field altogether, 67%. En route to those 23 points. 16 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds, an assist and a block. 33, the highest efficiency rating in the game. A timeout with Saudi Arabia leading Indonesia by 14 and just over 3 minutes to play.
Shoot 2 shots now, guys. Okay? I get time out, let him think now. Okay? Backs out, go. Next time, I said double screen, I need first screen here, first screen, second screen here. First screen, first screen, second screen, go. And open. Okay? You open screen for this guy, go up. Open screen for this guy, go up. Okay? Both guys go up. Okay, let's go, guys.
There's still plenty of time. And we saw Saudi Arabia give up a 13-point lead very quickly to Syria yesterday. And a late 8-point advantage as well. Throwing away that game. This would have to be a bigger giveaway. Indonesia do have a couple of players, Saputera and Bolden, who can catch fire. Which they're positive, it's also their negative because they only really have a couple of players who can catch fire. They need each and every point they can get. And they don't get any from the strike. That's a break. Quintero missing all 3 of his takes today. Suwelem handing it off. Bell out. Real smoothness about the Saudi offense right now. Cardi to kill it. No. Final 3 minutes, down 14. Indonesia have to start the comeback sooner rather than later. Saputera had his scoring burst in the 3rd quarter. Bolden does his start here. No. Only 2.5 to play. Saudi Arabia getting closer and closer, tick by tick, and then step by step towards the basket. Just taking it straight to the Indonesian defense, Abdul Jabbar. And this one looks to be pretty much in the books. Quintero with a 3 that he absolutely had to convert to give them a little bit of hope. So 13 the margin as we enter the final 2 minutes. That's an offensive foul. An illegal pick from Al-Suwelem. That's his 4th personal. Is that who it's on? Trying to get that clarified. Giving the timeout. Saudi Arabia have turned the ball over. So Indonesia will get it back off the back of the timeout, down 13. There for the taking now. Saudi Arabia just have to grab their first win of this event with both hands. He's trying to encourage his players to dot the I's and cross the T's in what has been a much improved performance. Shorter rotation, but a nice balance on the offensive end. 5 scorers in double figures, 1 more on 8. They have all chipped in. Indonesia down 13, final 2 minutes, turn it over off the back of the timeout. Belal comes away with it, then puts the brakes on. Uses his head wisely, just to cool it down, to keep the clock ticking. Belal then shoots the 3, hoping to become the 6th scorer into double figures for Saudi Arabia. But the clock is not Indonesia's friend. Bolden into traffic, through traffic, to the foul line he goes. A chance to cut the deficit to 11, but with only 76 left to play. So Indonesia looks set to fall to 1 and 2 with back-to-back defeats. After the rest day on Wednesday, they will play first against India, who suffered their first defeat today. Sorry, Saudi Arabia will play against India first on Wednesday, and then Indonesia will face Bahrain in the middle game. Not an easy game to get back to winning ways for Indonesia. Bolden was simply brilliant against Kazakhstan in game 1. Expanded hopes of winning this competition. And they faced a couple of harsh reality checks over the last couple of games. Saudi Arabia will hope it's not too late for them. What is absolutely certain for both of these teams is that next game will be must win. All the way down the floor. And Mohamed Saleh even getting on the court for the first time at this tournament. Able to score his first shot, the 23-year-old small forward. Oh, big finish! A Bolden battering ram from Marquise. Taking out all of his anger and frustration late on the rim. Too little too late though for Indonesia. As Bolden moves to 21 points as their top scorer. Saudi Arabia celebrate their first win of the competition. A big performance. Mohamed Al-Suwailem leading the way with the monster double-double, 23 points, 17 rebounds, but 5 scorers in double figures as they beat Indonesia 86-72. That takes both teams to 1 and 2 over the first 3 games of this 5-game event. It's a real blow to Indonesia to lose 2 in a row after the positive start. For Saudi Arabia, it offers a little bit of hope after losing their first 2 and finally getting a win. It will be do or die, at the very least, for these 2 teams when they play again in 2 days' time. Saudi Arabia against India and Indonesia against Bahrain. Things could really get interesting if Syria calls an upset against Bahrain in the final game on this court today. That one has about 50 minutes to go until tip-off. About 40 minutes until we start our build-up. This one won by Saudi Arabia by 14 points in the end. So close through the first half, in which we saw 12 lead changes, but Saudi Arabia pulling away in the third quarter through Al-Suwailem's brilliance with Bolden on the bench. And despite 21 points from Bolden and 20 from Saputera, who also had 9 assists, Indonesia a long way off in the end. No real help for the 2 stars. And they have paid the price for that for the second game in a row. For Saudi Arabia, Mohamed Al Suwaylam, 23 points, 17 rebounds. And then 13 points for Abdel Gabar. And 3 more players on between 10 and 12. And that concludes our broadcast of the game between Indonesia and Saudi Arabia. We're back with the build-up for our final game here in Damascus today, as Syria take on the group leaders, Bahrain. Many fans in the house for that one as we start the build in 40 minutes time.